Hello, and we're live. Sorry, guys, about the dark lighting here. I didn't test the lighting before I went live, so I got kicked out of the house, and I'm filming on the porch. And it turns out there's just not enough lights out here. But we are live today with a rarity, a unicorn, in fact. She is a female INTJ, which is the rarest gender of the rarest personality type for the Myers-Briggs personality type. She is uh, the chairwoman of the College Republicans of UND. She is the VP for her district's Republican Party, and she is here with us to talk about her conservative values and what she's doing with the conservative movement. Say hello, Hannah. Hannah Carlson, people, say hello. No, you say hello.
Oh, hi.
She's so shy, people. She's so shy. Hannah, introduce yourself. I gave you like this grand introduction. I'm trying to make my introductions grander, but tell us a little bit about yourself, just briefly.
I am attending the University of North Dakota, where I study classical studies, which is Latin and Greek, and I am a political science student as well. So I spend a lot of time reading philosophy books and translating dead languages. I do lots of politic work. It's really funny. My dad always says that for someone who has such a passion for something, I don't really want to be involved with it. I was rather reluctant at first when I first discovered that I had this passion for politics to get involved, because it's a very difficult thing to be involved in, and it can be quite tiring. And so and I jumped into it anyway because it's my passion. So that's what I do.
There you go. Okay, so yeah, we're going to get a little bit into that story of how you got into politics. Now, were you always a conservative?
No, I grew up in a conservative household. So I grew up listening to Rush and watching Fox News and talking. My grandma Mitt Romney oven mitt for Christmas the year that he ran. Actually, no, I think it was for my birthday, because my birthday's in October. And so I have a Mitt Romney oven mitt somewhere. Always kind of like a part of my life, but I didn't have any very set. I'm so sorry. My dad's sleeping like in the next room. So you can hear him snoring. Okay. I apologize.
Any mistake?
I mean, I don't mind.
Okay.
I'm at home, so I'm on break. Where was I? Oh, so I kind of grew up around, and I attended, I lived overseas for a while, and so I kind of knew more about Australian politics than I did about American politics for a while, because I lived there. And my first real introduction into politics was actually my dad. He took me to a Occupy Wall Street rally in Sydney, Australia, and we kind of watched the guys like literally standing on boxes yelling about the Occupy Wall Street movement, and my dad's talking me through everything and what's kind of going on. It was my first. I was like, okay, cool, like whatever, they're a bunch of angry people. And then I moved back to America, and I attended a college preparatory school, and they're very much politically focused. Because it is a college preparatory school, so you're kind of expected to know what's going on in the world and things like that. And so it was a very liberal leaning school. And that to fit in, I was having to change my personal views, and especially when it came to being pro-choice or pro-life. I remember my very first introduction to that actual debate I was in practice. So I'm saying I'm just getting ready for school, and a girl is like, you have to be pro-choice, and she's like yelling at me, and I'm like, I don't understand, like, what does that even mean, you know? I didn't really fully comprehend what was going on, and I was listening to her talk about it, and that was, I think, the very first moment that I actually had a conservative view of my own. Was having her tell me what an abortion was, and then just like looking at her and being like, I'm sorry, how is that okay? And that was really the first time, and I didn't really get super involved with it. I wasn't really into it at all. That my family was conservative, so they would be like, oh, what'd you see on Fox today or something, but I didn't really, I was like, I don't know.
You didn't care, yeah.
It wasn't something that I was interested in, so I never really paid attention to it. If you give me just one moment, my dad's distracting, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
go. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Was I? Oh, and so I didn't really have anything like in high school or anything. I wasn't too involved. But I got into college, and there was one other boy from my school, like the only other person I knew who was going to the University of North Dakota from Kansas. And he happened to run the college Republicans group.
Huh.
And my parents were like, oh, you should go and like join the club so maybe you could make a friend. And I was like, okay. And I joined college Republicans, and then that was it. I just kept getting more and more involved, and I fell more and more in love with it. And yeah, so.
So who are some of, oh, okay, so you weren't so interested in Rush Limbaugh and all the other talking heads on Fox. And I've never really listened to Rush. Like, I've maybe snippets of things that he said, and I don't have cable, so I don't watch Fox News. But I had different inspirations, different people that I was interested in. So who were some of the inspirations for you when you started to get into politics? Who were the people that started to change your mind and develop your political thought?
Well, I think it all began with the recent election. Was really when I started to develop like these understandings and talking with people. And really, Carly Fiorina is an inspiration of mine. I met her, and she's a super nice lady. And so getting that experience of meeting her and then being able to talk about her and all of that throughout the election was just so great. And it's actually a large part. I worked on my district's campaign, and we actually won. And one of the, two of the people who were running it became quite close with, Kurt Kroon and Emily O'Brien. They're my district reps in North Dakota. And I just them, and now I talk with them all the time about different legislation, and so I guess in politics. So
Very cool. Okay, so when we were talking off air, we talked a little bit about persuasion, and we talked about the importance of being kind to people. Now, what was the name of the institute that you mentioned?
So I received my pro-life training through the Equal Rights Institute with Tim and Josh Brom. They are two lovely men, and they have these series of videos. And if you haven't taken the course, I highly recommend it. And then you get to be a part of a forum and all sorts of things that come with the membership. So I definitely recommend doing it. It changed how I view debates and discussions a lot, and it changed my understanding of how to have conversations about things like abortion that are very not black and white. It's a very gray issue, and being able to listen to them and being able to hear their advices, I think, was best. So
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a sophisticated. It's a complicated issue.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to create legislation that deals with the issue in an effective way and not, hurting people who are themselves being victimized.
Yeah, I think too, we need to be creating legislation that actually helps reform the foster care system and the adoption system.
Mhm.
Because right now, that's really one of my biggest issues that I'm trying to tackle is that everyone knows that it's broken and everyone knows that the system doesn't work, but no one is sitting down and fixing it. And all of these kids are going through, and it just breaks my heart thinking about it. And as someone who actively, like this summer, I traveled with Fans Warp Tour with an organization called Rock for Life, and I had conversations with people every day about abortion, and I advocated for adoption, and I kept getting over and over and over again, well, the adoption care system sucks, so how can you say that that's a better option than abortion? And
Mhm.
so I think that that's something that conservatives need to be cognizant of, is that it's great that we want to save lives, and it's great that we want to be pro-life and we want to stop abortions, but we also need to be providing healthy, safe solutions as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, you should send me links for the Rock for Life and also for the Institute for Equal Rights. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, send me links for those, and we'll put them in the description so people can look that up and look that course up.
I'm sorry, it's
After,
breaking up a little.
yeah, it'll do that from time to time. But send me links for the uh, Institute for Equal Rights and for Rock for Life, so we can put those in the description, and so people can go check those out. Um, yeah. So we've talked about that. What else? All right. So moving forward, what are you looking at? What are some things that you see in your future? You're a junior in college, correct?
I am, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you see when you get done? You obviously have a lot of experience under your belt. That's extremely impressive. I said that when we were off air. I'm impressed every time that I talk to someone on the show, and they're 20 and younger, and they're doing really awesome stuff. So what do you see in your future? Anything specific?
Well, I haven't quite landed on anything specific. I have a lot of different interests and a lot of different things that I want to potentially do. So right now, I'm deciding on. I just was having a discussion with my parents on whether or not I should get my master's degree in public administration or if I should go on to law school. And there's just so many different options, as well as in the state of North Dakota, it is so easy to get involved in politics, and it's so, especially for young people. And so I've really developed this network of Republican leaders around the state that I can talk to and call upon. And so I haven't quite decided yet what I'm going to be doing, but I am hoping that it's something good.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show, and we'll talk a little bit afterwards. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like and share. If you are interested in seeing our updates via email, you can sign up for our email list, link below. And that gives you more updates than you'd get on Facebook. Sometimes with the way that the algorithm works, you don't get all of our updates through Facebook. Don't forget, if you're on Facebook, to like our Facebook page. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or do both. Comment below and tell us about your story, how you became a conservative. And if you're interested in supporting these messages and helping them get out, you can go to our GoFundMe, and you can make a one-time contribution in exchange for merchandise and digital rewards, or you can become a patron member
Hello.
of Patreon, and you can make ongoing contributions every month in exchange for membership rewards. Thank you guys for your time, and have a good night.